Good morning guys, you're listening to Ebird Online and I'm here with another review from 90 Day Fiance. This is season 7 episode 12, I Do or I Don't Know. And today I'm going to be talking about Robert and Annie and Angela and Michael. And before we begin, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for regular content and don't forget to put a big thumbs up for the video. So first up we're going to talk about Angela and Michael. So we join Angela and Michael and they're still having dinner with Angela's in-laws, or should I say in-laws to be. And Michael's uncle has just suggested that Angela leave Michael and let him find someone in Nigeria to start a family with. And as I said last week, this is a completely and utterly ridiculous bluff, and if Angela were ever to do that, all of you would be very, very sorry for the rest of your days. And I think Michael's got enough game that when he gets to America, he'll find a job in no time and be sending money back to you guys, and you know it. But when Angela looks at Michael, Michael doesn't say anything and he looks down. And Angela asked him, is that what you want? And guys, of course it isn't. So Michael was very quick and very effusive. And Michael said, I'm tired of being alone here in Nigeria. And Angela said, you're tired. You're tired. I'm alone on my own with all these kids in America. And the truth be told, Michael, she's kind of got a point. You have no responsibilities other than yourself. I guess Angela does have a lot of responsibility, and I guess it's not necessarily of her making. And then Michael said, I'm sacrificing a lot for this relationship, and Angela countered with, I've sacrificed a lot for this relationship. Okay, now kids, you've both sacrificed a lot for this relationship, okay? Michael, you've sacrificed a lot, and Angela, yep, you've sacrificed a lot as well. Good lord. But whilst all of this is going on, the most irritating uncle in the world is sitting with a ridiculous look on his face, staring at the couple. And I want everybody watching this video right now to stop what you're doing and look at this face. It's irritating, isn't it? I think he's kind of got his own take on good cop, bad cop. And I think his take on it is annoying cop, pacifying cop. And Michael said to producers, I'm in love and I'm not going anywhere. Angie's the one for me. And then Uncle did his pacifying act and he said, Angie, we all support the marriage. The whole family are behind you and we all support the relationship. And then of course TLC played some sickly music. And Angela told producers she was very touched because now she knows that the family supports her. It makes her feel so much better. And then she said to irritating Uncle, I love family so much, I'm all about family. And so in that respect, I'm going to consider getting married here in Nigeria. So I'm guessing next week there's going to be a wedding. But guys, their problems aren't over because once they get married, it's not a slam dunk that Michael will automatically get to America. They still have to apply for another visa. But to be quite honest, I'd like them to be successful. I feel like Michael's put in so much time thus far. It would be really unfair to reward him with nothing. And I think that Angela needs help with all of those kids running around. As we all know, due to family circumstances, Angela's been landed with a whole load of her grandkids. And although she's not our favourite 90-day cast member, I kind of feel like she does deserve a little bit of help with them. Also, it would be nice for Michael to be able to give back money to his family. And last, and certainly not least, I want to wipe the smile off Joe's face. Yep, that's right, Joe the lawyer, Joe the unhelpful lawyer, who clearly doesn't want Michael in America. I can't wait to see the look on his face when Michael gets his visa. Although I have a feeling we'll be waiting some time for that day. So guys, I'm guessing there's going to be a wedding next week. What do you think Angela's going to be wearing? Is she going to be wearing an American style wedding dress? Or do you think, as I do, that she looked amazing when she was wearing the African dress when she got engaged? And it's a very, very good look on her. And I think she should go with that, if at all possible. Let me know what you guys think down below in comments. And next up, we're going to be talking about Robert and Annie. So we catch up with these guys and Annie's buying shoes for the wedding. She's in a shoe shop with Robert. And by the looks of things, nobody's worn these shoes previously. And for Annie, that's a win. And Robert's telling Annie, last night was a complete disaster. I was out of line and Kenny was out of line and I'm really sorry that you were made to run out of the bar. Last night everybody arguing with me. I was upset because Robert was in Kenny's side and she was legitimately peed off. And in a very sulky aside to producers, Annie said Robert should be on my side. He's going to be my new husband. And I can't believe that he didn't back me up. And Annie goes on to tell producers Robert should be on my side. He's going to be my husband. And to me, the worst thing about the other night was that nobody went to chase after Annie. So Kenny had almost decided that he didn't like her before he even sat down. He was lukewarm at best with her, he was rude at worst, and he said for all we know, you probably used to be a streetwalker. Disgusting behaviour. This person isn't normal. You do not meet brand new people and from nowhere with no evidence or nothing to back you up say, I think you used to work the street. And to me, Ken is just moving mad, he's crazy. So anyway, they continue to look around the shoe shop and Annie sees a pair of red shoes. She really likes them. Red shoes for a wedding. maybe Kenny was right. What kind of wedding is this? And she said, I really like them. It's just my kind of shoe. And so Robert said, if you like them, then we'll have them. And she said, well, how much are they? And he said, don't worry about the price. No, Annie, really don't worry about the price, because by the looks of that shoe shop, it's extremely cheap. Annie, what I would worry about is the quality. I've got a feeling the heel will fall off and the sole will be flapping as you walk down the aisle. And Annie says, oh, so I can have them? Yep, good answer. And Robert continues with his episode-long apology. He says, I love you, I care for you, I will never do that to you again. But then he decided to defend Kenny. Robert, that's defending the indefensible. And he said he's had bad relationships in the past with women, and I think he was taking it out on you. You don't say. 7 kids. And I have a feeling that all Kenny's problems are caused by Kenny. And then Robert finished off by saying, my eyes and my heart are focused on you. One dream, one team. Okay, Robert, enough now, a simple sorry would do. But Annie's still upset, and she says, no one wants me around. Everybody just wants you to be alone. They don't see what I do, they don't see my contribution. They just say, oh, she just wants stuff. She wants this and she wants that. And she said, I want these people to stay away from me, far away from me. And I think actually she's right. I don't know why, but Robert is ensconced in toxicity. Everybody he seems to know, with the exception of Robin, is a toxic person. His first friend, Juan, said, yeah, I'm from the DR, and all girls from the DR, all they care about is money, money, money. So you've met every single one, then have you won? And then we have the lovely Stephanie and Ben, a more despicable pair of characters I've never seen. But we'll get onto them later. And yes guys, my blood is boiling. And then we finish up with Kenny the joke. And Ken is a disgusting, gaslighting, and difficult to like kind of guy. If I never ever see Kenny again on my screen, it will be a moment too soon. So as Annie's saying, why can't everyone leave me alone? Robert says, why should it matter? Who cares? Robert, Annie cares. She's very, very upset about it. And why does she care? Because words hurt. I hate all this stuff when people say, sticks and stones may break my bones. No, if people are maligning my character day in, day out, it's going to have a mental effect on me. It's going to make me very unhappy. All of these people that have got something bad to say about the relationship, why is it that they're coming for Annie? Why don't they just go for Robert? After all, Robert's your friend or family or whatever. If you have a problem with the relationship, don't you speak to your friend? You don't go to the person that you don't know from Adam. And Robert, when all these things happen, you sit by mute. This emotional and psychological abuse that Annie is subjected to week after week at the behest of Robert's so-called friends and family, in time will end up having a devastating effect on Annie's self-esteem. It's very, very lucky for Robert that he's got a girl that thinks that she's the bomb, because if he'd chosen someone with normal levels of humility, she'd be broken by now. And Robert said, right, let's go and plan our wedding. Robert, as I said last week to Blake, please get a backbone. You need to take these people to task. I feel like I've actually done more to support Annie on this channel than Robert ever has, yet he claims to love her. And next week, he's going to marry her. And so next time we see Robert and Annie, they're going to meet Ben and Stephanie, Bryson's grandparents. And as Annie walked into the restaurant, a particularly insincere charm offensive began, spearheaded by Ben. That's a beautiful orange top you have on. That's a great colour. How y'all doing? No better for seeing you. And Ben says, the last time we were aggressive and hard, and I want to make an apology because we shouldn't have come across that way, and I want to thank you for coming today. And Annie was a little cold towards them, but that's unsurprising given the way they treated her last time. And Robert, as per usual, is sitting there pretty much mute, and Ben asks, how's Bryson? And Annie finally thawed. She gave a big smile and she said, he's doing really well. He calls me mama now. We're really getting on. And both Ben and Stephanie look completely pissed off, and I mean very, very pissed off. I mean Alataya Homine kind of pissed off. No more. Kind of Christian Bale kind of pissed off. Yeah, that's it. That pissed off. They don't look happy. But Ben takes the floor to tell everybody, that makes me so happy that Bryson feels that way. Oh Ben, your acting is terrible. Both Ben and Stephanie are actually grinding their teeth and clenching their fists as Ben's talking. I hope this little display isn't indicative of your acting talents on the small laptop, but alas, I fear it is. Both of you are rubbish, in every sense of the word. And then Ben said, Annie, can Robert provide everything that you want? Ben, I put it to you, can Stephanie provide you with everything that you want? Because it's Stephanie that works, isn't it? What do you do? And I've been looking for Ben's mucky little flicks, and I can't find any of them. I'd really love to know, Ben. How do you earn your living? And at this point I think that's a ridiculous question, because there's one thing we know about our Annie: she does want a lot, doesn't she? And it wouldn't matter how much Robert earned. Robert could have Barack Obama's pay packet and he still would not be able to buy Annie everything she wanted. So it's a stupid question. And Annie said some things, and they said, well, is it hard not working? And she said, yeah, it really is. I'm not used to it, so it's strange. I've only got one responsibility now, and that's Bryson. Again, they both clench their fists. Again, they both grind their jaws. They don't like Annie saying the word Bryson. And Annie says the only person that matters is Bryson. And then Stephanie, porno granny, decides to butt in for the first time. And she said, Annie, I've got a feeling that you're not going to like it here. Last time we spoke, we established that this wasn't really a love connection, but it was more of a convenient for you and Robert. And it may not be so convenient for you because you're away from all your family. And to producers, Ben says Annie and Robert don't seem to be in love, and really nobody knows what Annie's thinking deep down inside secretly. And Ben, you are an absolute knob jockey. Nobody knows what anyone's thinking deep down inside secretly. I don't know what my partner's thinking deep down inside secretly. The only person that you know deep down inside what you're thinking is yourself. So that's the most stupid comment I think I've ever heard. And Ben continues, we're just concerned about Bryson and his future. Better to end this relationship now than in 2 years' time. Ben, it's a little bit late. If you really wanted to finish it off, you should have finished it off within a week of her coming. You don't wait until she's been here 2.5 months and Bryson's calling her mum. And then one of the most disgusting things I think I've ever seen on this show, porno granny offered to write Annie a cheque and to buy her a ticket back home to the DR. And Annie of course refused, and she said, get rid of it, I don't want your money, put it back in your bag, I'm not interested. And if I were Annie, I would have said, I need to keep my nose clean whilst I'm here. I can't be doing anything illegal, like profiting off immoral earnings, like you do, Ben. Or better still, I would have taken the cheque and cashed it, spent it, and told porno granny to screw herself. And yet again, everybody is picking on Annie. And what's Robert doing? Robert's just meekly saying, we in love, we in love. When really he should be saying, Ben, if you don't pull porno granny into line, I'm gonna take you outside and let you know what time it is. Do I make myself clear? And as we all know, relationships are transactional, both sides gain from it, and the transaction between these two, as we've talked about before, was Robert promised to bring her to the US and buy her clothes and a few bits and bobs and have a nice apartment for her to live in and to get married. And her part of the bargain was to be a homemaker and to be a mum to Bryson, and when the time is right to get a job or a career in America and make a family. And I believe that that is both Robert and Annie's plan. So why is it, you two, that you're going in on just Annie? And Annie says, you can't send me home, Robert sponsored me, not you. And porno granny said, I'm just trying to give you an out. And Annie said, your money is nasty money, you're a porn star. And Ben said, how many days is it until you leave? And she said, you can't make me leave. And he said, I didn't bring you here, but I can make you leave. Ben, no you can't. You're not even the man of the house in your own house. Your wife out-earns you. On a daily basis, you're cuckolded. You're actually quite a pathetic character. And Stephanie said, I want to give her a legit out. I'd want someone to help me if I was stranded in a foreign country. Porno granny, she's not stranded. She's living with Robert. She likes it there. As I said to Kenny last week, you should be throwing yourself on your knees and thanking the Lord that someone is looking after your grandson and that your grandson is very happy. And then Annie dropped a bombshell. She said that porno granny never ever calls Bryson, and she said, I've been there for 2 whole months and I've had not one call from you. Never. The only time you two speak is when Bryson says, where's Diamond Fox? And then Robert has to get you on the phone. And this was the hammer blow. Because if I were porno granny, I'd be saying, oh no we don't, not in front of the cameras. Of course I call my grandson. Of course I go round. Of course I have regular contact. But she didn't say any of that. She just kept shouting how she wanted Annie out of the country and how Annie should take her money and how Annie should be grateful. And Robert pointed out, if you have all this spare money, why don't you put some money into Bryson's account for Bryson? And Stephanie kept saying, you just want a green card, you just want a green card. And so this massive argument carried on for quite a while, and when it simmered down slightly, Ben said, listen Annie, you're taking it the wrong way. Say what? You're taking, I'm going to get you out of the country the wrong way. You're taking, you just want a green card the wrong way. Annie's fallen in love with Bryson, I can tell, and Robert brought her here to be a mum. He needed a female in the house. and she in turn wanted to get married and wanted to have a new life in America. They're both giving something and they're both getting something. What does it have to do with you, porno granny? And later to producers, Ben said, well, what came out of this is that they know I'm here to give them a ticket. Ben, you're not here to give them a ticket, porno granny is. You don't have any of your own money. And Ben concludes with, something tells me I'm gonna get that call. And porno granny was standing behind him going, I think so. Porno granny, nobody cares what you think, literally nobody. So what do I make from this? Robert, get a backbone, start defending Annie properly. Start taking people to task, not just on what they say, but on the legitimacy of them being able to say it. You're not at liberty to question my partner. If anyone questions my partner, it will be me. If you want a question answered, you must ask me. Do not ask Annie anything. It should never even have got to the point where this pair thought they were able to bully Annie out of the country. One dream, one team. Where were you, Robert, sitting on the subs bench? From what I can see, Annie was sitting there alone. And honestly, these people are a waste product. And after a nuclear bomb, remaining on Earth there'll be cockroaches, rats, Donald Trump's toupee, and this despicable pair of harridans. So guys, tell me what you think. Do you think that Robert should have Annie's back more? And do you think there's any truth and validity to what Ben and Stephanie are saying? And what do we think about the idea of a quid pro quo? So basically, Annie's giving something, Annie's getting something, and the same for Robert. Is that anyone else's business? I personally think what Robert's forgetting is if everyone's against Annie, all his family, all of his friends, everybody's being openly hostile to her, when they meet up with Bryson, how's that going to translate? Is Bryson going to think that he can backchat Annie or look down on her? And also, what about Annie herself? She's feeling alone and isolated as it is in Florida. And I think just knowing that your partner's friends and family don't like you is going to increase those levels of isolation. And it could well have lasting psychological damage, I believe. So let me know what you think in comments down below. As per usual, I will be answering. And that's everything for this review. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you liked the video today, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It does help me with my search rankings. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Ebird99. You've been listening to Ebird Online. Ciao for now.